And I learned a great lesson. Always have a second form of ID. Point blank, period. Had I had my passport, I would have been all right. I would have been okay. Hi, YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel. It's Shandale Janee. If you have not subscribed already, please be sure to subscribe right now before we go any further in this video. Oh my gosh, where do I start? I am supposed to currently, right now, as of 6:30, March 29th, I am supposed to be in Boston right now. All of the things went smoothly until the time it was for me to board, and everything just went downhill. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start with this story. You know, I am still processing it. I am still trying to figure out what went wrong. I am still trying to, I just don't know. I don't think anything went wrong. I think that, well, things did go wrong. I just think that everything does happen for a reason. However, could some things could have been, you know, prevented? Yes. I really don't even know where to start with this story. Like, really, I should be in Boston right now in 33-degree weather. Feels like 26 is what they said today. Freezing my ass off, looking cute, having a great time with my cousins, drinking, you know, just taking a break from the kids and just enjoying the moment. However, I'm in Houston, Texas, 88 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 6:33, and I'm dealing with my own kids currently still. Oh my goodness. Okay, so where do I start? It started with my work week. I'm gonna start there. So my work week, originally I had planned to take off of work Friday. But when you take off a Friday before a holiday, you have to get approved by the assistant superintendent, and that's a whole process. It takes time, and I was like, you know what? I'm not about to do that. So I said, okay, well, I'll leave early, do a early leave on Friday. Okay, well, one of my teammates took off on Friday. We had to split a class because we didn't have a sub. So therefore, all four of us, the other teammates, had 5 additional students. Well, if I leave early at 2:40, I would have to split my class, and that would add another 5 students on top of the 5, or on top of the extra students that we already had. I didn't want to do that to my team, so I was like, you know what, forget it. I'll just, wait till 3 o'clock, and then I'm shooting out. Well, it was pouring down raining, like storming in Houston at 3 o'clock. So I'm like, shit, that's going to hold up my time, you know, when it comes to getting to the airport. Mind you, you know, we're still dealing with this one car situation. So I was going to have to pick up Brandon and then let Brandon drive me to the airport. So that was at a time. So that's what I did. Went home, left work at 3 o'clock. Had to put some extra things in my suitcase. And, made it home. By 4 o'clock, I was out to go get Brandon, pick him up from work. We're headed to the airport. On the way to the airport, boom, my flight gets delayed. Hallelujah, I have extra time. Okay, so I'm like, okay, this works out in my favor. Cool. Mind you, I'm at Bush Airport. If you're at Bush Airport living in Houston, you know that, goddamn, it's Bush. It's far as hell. So this is about an hour away. Traffic, 5 o'clock traffic on a Friday. That's what we're hitting. And I'm just like, you know what? If I get there, I get there. And I already kind of had that mindset, but still trying to be optimistic and positive about it. Get to the airport. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. I go through TSA. I have my ID. My ID is very important to this story. So I have my ID, and I go through TSA. I put my ID in my pocket in the sweatsuit, jogger suit that I had, and it had pockets with zippers. So I put my ID in my zipper. Mind you, when you go through TSA, hell, they rushing you like hell. Like, I mean, it's just, you think it's a flight or a fight moment, the way that they're rushing you. So I'm trying to, rush through. I realized in that moment that I forgot my iPad. I had the case, but no iPad. Mind you, Boston is a 3-hour and 45-minute flight. So before that, I realized I forgot my neck pillow. So that was already just like, God damn, forgot my neck pillow. Now I forgot my iPad. My phone is on 30-something%. It's just a crazy day. Go through TSA, everything is fine, make it through. I stopped to the restroom, then I stopped to go get some pizza. And mind you, I'm checking for my ID, and my ID is in my pocket. It's in my pocket while I'm checking. So, I go to, after I get the pizza, pause. Let me stop right there and let me tell y'all how this woman messed me up with the pizza. So, I take that back. Let me backtrack. I go to the restroom and then I go to my gate. I'm texting Brandon. I'm like, hey, I'm hungry. He was like, you have time to go get something to eat. Mind you, I make it through security at 5:50. The flight started boarding at 6:04. By the time I am at my gate, it's about 6 o'clock. Okay, cool. I got some time. Whatever the case might be, the flight leaves at 7:09. Like, I got a good 30-minute, 40-minute time frame. So, I listened to my husband. He said, I got time. So I said, well, I'm going to listen to him, because in my mind initially, I'm like, nah, I'm finna just hop on this plane. I had already pre-ordered like some champagne. I'm going to just have a champagne and eat some snacks and just call it a day and get something to eat while I'm in Boston, which I should have done. But I was like, nah, I'm going to just listen to my husband. I'm going to go get something to eat. So I make it to my gate. I see the pilots, the flight attendants, and I'm like, okay, they're about to start boarding soon. So I go back to go find me something to eat real quick, find a pizza place, order the pizza. I'm waiting. So as I'm waiting, I said, cool, let me charge my phone. Charging my phone. It's a black lady making the goddamn pizzas. Her manager is getting onto her because she, I guess, not doing a job. She yelling and going off on the manager, talking about, I am doing my job. I can see. My eyes work perfectly fine. Get out my face. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Woman, just make the pizza and come on. Well, 10 minutes. I'm waiting 10 minutes. So then she says, who is Shandale? And I'm like, oh, that's me. So she's like, oh, okay. So then the manager tells her something again. Like, basically like you're not making the orders in time. So she was like, again, I can see. And blah, 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 blah. Her name just popped up. I'm about to go make it now. So I said, God damn it, you gotta be shitting me. So this lady just puts my pizza in the goddamn oven. So then I asked the Hispanic lady who was nearby. I say, excuse me, ma'am, because I see the woman got an attitude. The black lady got an attitude. I said, let me not ask her. So I say, excuse me, ma'am, how long does it take to make a pizza? So she's like, oh, it takes about 20 minutes. I look at my watch. Hell, it's 6:20. So I'm like, shit. So and then after she tells me it takes about 20 minutes, she yells out to the lady who making my pizza, and she like, how long on the pizza? So then the lady talking about, it's gonna take some time. She need to understand that, it take time. I can't rush this. So she just going off. Whatever. So then she walks by, the lady making my pizza, the black lady making my pizza. She walks by, and I said, ma'am, can you please just make sure that it's in a to-go box? It already comes in a to-go box. When you order over there, it comes in a to-go box. I'm like, damn, you ain't got no attitude, I'm thinking. So I'm like, okay. I'm trying to be gentle and kind. So I'm like, okay. So she makes the pizza. By this time, it's like 6:30. Okay? So she makes the pizza. I get my stuff, and she all nice now. She's like, all right, baby, you want some crushed red pepper and Parmesan cheese? I said, that's fine. So she all happy now. and was like, all right, baby, you have a good day. So I go and, go back to my gate. All right, cool. They starting to boarding. Like they running behind. So perfect timing. I set my pizza down on this like stand. It looked like it wasn't even being used. So I set it down. And in that moment, something said, Shandale, check for your ID. Knowing that I didn't need it to board the plane, I had my boarding pass, but something told me to check my ID. I checked for my ID, and it's not there. So I panic. I go into panic mode. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, well, I don't go into panic mode. It's like stage 1 panic mode, I'll say. So stage 1 panic mode. I'm not trying to freak out. I call Brandon. I'm like, hey, I lost my ID. He like, okay, calm down. Fine. Try to retrace your steps. Okay, cool. Let me call you back. I go through my bag, my carry-on bag. I've searched it like 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I searched my wallet. Now panic mode. Now I'm in panic mode. The flight is boarding. I don't have my ID. What do I do? Do I still get on this flight knowing I don't have it? What do I do? So I go back. I go to the restroom, retrace my steps. I go to the pizza place. Now the black woman is really super friendly. Now, baby, she is friendly. She is more friendly than she ever was. She like, what's wrong, baby? I said, I came for my ID. So she asking, the workers for it, if they seen it or whatever. I go all the way back to security, TSA. They said, no, we don't have an ID. Mind you, it's like 6:50 or it's like 6:45, I would say. So I'm booking it, trying to go back. Mind you, I'm crying. Tears are flowing, trying not to panic. I'm hot as hell. And when I get hot, I get frustrated. I'm burning up. I am hot because I got all these layers on because, hell, I was this close to being in Boston. And I had leggings on underneath my jogger set. I had a long sleeve shirt. I had a beanie on. I'm burning up. I'm hot. My adrenaline is up. Can't find it. Call Brandon. I'm crying at this point. I'm shaking. I'm low-key having a panic attack. That's what it was. Low-key having a panic attack. And I'm like, I can't find my ID. Like, the plane is boarding. Like, I'm right here. Like, I just need to find it. So, can't find it. So my mind goes blank. He's like, well, where did you last have it? I'm like, I had it through security. I checked for it in my pocket, and then part of my memory just went blank, y'all. I could not think. I could not remember. I just could not figure it out. That added on to the frustration because I cannot remember. So it's 6:50. I go back and I realize that they're gone. Like they closed the gate, they're gone, and that was it. By the time I remembered or thought about hey, Brandon can, maybe I can still make it, and Brandon can overnight my passport. Let me try that. I can still board it. They were gone, and I cried. I was walking and crying. I was trying to keep my composure because I was literally about to have a breakdown in that very second. So I'm crying, but trying to hold it. My tears are flowing. I was like, I just need to find a place where I can let it all out, where I can have this moment because I'm having a moment. So I find another bar or grill area, and I park my stuff, my bag and everything on a corner seat, and it's a bartender and it's a pilot right there. I call my sister and I just let it out. I just cried and cried and cried and cried, and I'm like, the emotions, to be honest with you, I've never felt this emotion before. It was an emotion of it was just, I can't even describe it. All I can say is, you know, my vocabulary is just very limited, you know, even still describing this moment. It felt like a surreal moment, like it was not happening, but it was happening. It felt like a dream, but it was real life. And I felt defeated. I did all of the things to prepare. I still went to work all 5 days, Monday through Friday. I packed. I did all the things with 4 kids, was still trying to handle all the things at home, at work. You know, my outfits, I thoroughly planned my outfits. Like, I did everything. My cousins was waiting, you know, just hours, like they were waiting for me to land. And just even telling them, like, God damn, y'all, this is what happened. That was the hardest part. Breaking the news to them, because, you know, we were looking forward to a good weekend. And, yeah. Even now, I'm still trying to process it. It hasn't even been, matter of fact, it is exactly 24 hours when all of this was going on. You know, it was 6:48 and I was dealing with this 24 hours ago. And it's very hard to just, you know, it was just hard for me. It was just hard for me. I called Brandon and I cried. I said, just come get me. Like, I missed it. I missed the flight. I guess it wasn't meant for me to go. Just come get me, please. I'm just, like, I'm out of there. So he made it all the way back almost to our house and had to turn all the way around and go all the way back to Bush. And that is another hour and 15-minute drive. Kudos to him. Shout out to him. I cried. I had to walk all the way to baggage claim from Terminal E. And this was all the way in Terminal C, damn near, I guess. That was the longest walk of my life. I felt like I was on the walk of shame. I just felt like it was just like a slow, I wouldn't say a slow death. That's horrible, but it was just dreadful. I almost felt like I was in a movie. Like, that's how, again, surreal it felt. And I just walked back and I was holding my little pizza in the little pizza box. And just the tears was flowing as I took that long ass walk. It had to be a good mile. I felt like it was a mile. And I just took that long walk. And like, damn, how I'm gonna break the news to my cousin. Just all the thoughts, all the emotions. Everybody was happy for me to go. I was happy. You know, I was looking forward to this. And I was like, what the hell? And I'm just trying to process it all. So I get outside, baggage claim, and I sit my ass down. And it's a black lady that comes over. And she has a little dog that I don't notice. But mind you, when I get out there, like, I got the whole bench to myself. So she's like, is anybody sitting right here? I didn't even look at the woman. I didn't even respond. I wasn't trying to be rude, but I was just out of there emotionally. I just moved my stuff over, moved it over. And I didn't even respond. I just moved it over. So she sat down. And all I hear her saying is, calling the dog's name and such, she don't want to be bothered. Leave her alone. She don't want to be bothered. And the dog is just at my feet. It's a cute little black puppy. Cute little house dog. I don't even know what dog it was. But the little dog is just cute as can be. And I'm just looking the other way and just still kind of crying. Just looking like you would have thought, if you would have saw me in the airport, you would have thought I lost somebody. Like I lost a family member. Truly. That's how, how much I was, just destroyed. So she says to me, hey, sweetheart, I'm not sure what's wrong. I'm not sure what you're going through, but I just want you to know it's going to be okay. Whatever it is, whatever you may be feeling or dealing with, it's going to be okay. And I want you to know that. And that right there was all I needed. She was like an angel that I needed, at that time. Because I was just emotionally distraught. And she said, it's going to be okay. Can I give you a hug? She gave me a hug. And that hug was everything I needed in that moment. And so then she says, well, I'm going to give you your space and I'm going to go sit on this other bench. So I was like, okay. And I told her thank you. And that's all I had. I didn't have any other words but thank you. Because I was just, again, out of there. So, she left before me. I just felt like, damn, Brandon, what are you? Like, it felt like it took Brandon 3 hours to get there. It just felt like forever. I was so ready to leave the airport, so ready to go. And I'm like, where are you? Like, hurry ass up, haul ass, whatever, and get here. So when she leaves, she tells me, she says, I hope whatever it is you're dealing with, I hope it gets better. And again, another confirmation. And, just the rest of the night, Brandon finally came. I told her thank you too. And then Brandon finally came. And it was just, in and out emotions. We went to go have dinner. I really didn't want to drink, because I was just like, I'm not feeling it. Everybody was like, go have your drink, calm your nerves. And I was just like, But I still had a margarita. And my head was killing me because when I get to crying, y'all, my eyes get puffy, my nose gets stuffy. And it's just like I have a whole sinus congestion, headache situation going on. So my head was pounding from all the sinus pressure from me crying, just pounding. And so, the margarita probably intensified my headache. When we got home, I just went straight to sleep. Cried more and cried myself to sleep, basically. And, of course, during that process, I did text my cousin and let them know, let him know and his wife know. And, so I'm here. Still in Houston, and everything happens for a reason. What I do take from this, I am so happy. Whatever that voice was, which I believe is God does speak to me and through me. I do believe that it was nothing but God to say, hey, you can't get on this flight because you don't have your ID. And if you don't have your ID, then you're going to have some bigger issues. And who's to say, like, I would have went out there without my ID? That would have tainted the entire trip because I wouldn't have been able to do anything. I probably would have gotten carded. I wouldn't have been able to get back on my flight. It just would have been a whole probably bigger mess. So I am thankful that the mess happened beforehand, before I got on this flight, before I, went all the way out there without it. And, it just, I'm still processing it, because like I was telling everybody who, like my mom, my sister, my husband, and everybody, like, I'm like, look, it's deeper than me missing a flight. Like, that's okay. People miss flights all the time. Yes, this was my first time missing a flight. Yes, this was my first time losing my ID ever. I've never lost my driver's license. So, yes. However, it's deeper than that. And my thing is, it was because I'm truly overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with, working, with taking care of the kids, doing all of those things, packing, trying to manage everything, the household, to where I'm so overwhelmed to where I forget shit. And the forgetfulness is affecting me and it's making me frustrated. And the more I'm frustrated, it leads to other issues. So it's just really a learning lesson and moment for me to reflect, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that I am not put in this predicament again, to where I'm not stressed out. That was a lot. It was a lot. The emotions were a lot. And I'm already an emotional creature. I am the most emotional person you could probably meet. I'm still a crybaby. I have been a crybaby all my life. It used to bother me when people called me that, but now I accept it, and I wear that title with pride. I am a crybaby because I accept my emotions, and I'm a sensitive person. But in that moment, I definitely, when I had that moment at the airport, I had it. And I allowed myself to have that moment. And it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like boo hoo 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 and causing a scene. It was just quiet. It was just quiet to myself in my personal space, crying in that moment. I don't know how to feel. At the end of the day, on the brighter note, it could have been worse. It was a reason why I didn't make it. I still don't know that reason. I may not never know. But I look at it as, everything happens for a reason. There is another time I could go out there, and I will still make it out there. And I just have to reschedule it. And so, that's just how I have to look at it. But, goddamn. I wouldn't wish that on anybody to ever go through that. People lose IDs. Yes, they do. But just that. I told Brandon I probably wouldn't have went into panic mode if I had more time. If I had another hour or two to spare, okay, cool. I would have been able to think clearly. My memory would have been, sharper. And I probably would have been able to retrace my steps and maybe find my ID. But I realized, damn, because I'm in panic mode, I don't remember anything. And I totally skipped over the fact that I bought water at a self-convenience spot, a self-checkout. That's where my ID is at. It wasn't until I got in the car with Brandon and we talked and I recanted all of the events. Once I said all of the events of what happened, my memory came back. Yeah. So, that is the story of how I missed my flight. I don't know how this story is going to help somebody, but it's definitely going to help somebody. And I learned a great lesson. Always have a second form of ID. Point blank, period. Had I had my passport, I would have been all right. I would have been okay. At least before May 7th, before they do this real ID stuff for you to fly. But I would have been all right in this moment. I should have had a passport. I should have really put my ID back in my wallet where it always goes and what I normally do. I just didn't do it. But yeah, always have a second form of ID if possible. That right there will save you. So from here on out, I think I'm always carrying my passport just in case. It's easy to lose a little card, like an ID card, debit card. It's easy to lose that. But when you have, a little backup, you ain't gonna have no worries, and it's just a lesson learned. But Boston will see me again, for sure. And I think this time it will be better. The plans will be better. The weather will be better. Y'all, it was supposed to be rainy and cold, or like hazy and very, very cold. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it's supposed to be like 26 degrees. Felt like 26 degrees. So, I'll be able to go out there with more enjoyable weather, and that way I can enjoy more of the sightseeing and the scenery. So it's not the last chance of me going out there. I'll be out there and try it again. And yeah, lesson learned. Whew. But in the meantime, I do have to get another driver's license. But that's okay. That's easy. My bag was found in Boston. United, they contacted me and I was like, hey, we have your suitcase. Are you going to pick it up? And I'm like, no, I missed my flight. Can you ship it back as soon as possible? So it's supposed to be on a flight. Matter of fact, as I just made this video, I think I got the notification saying that it's here. So I probably have to drive all the way back to Bush. Like, at this point, I don't want to see Bush Airport for a while. But I think I got to drive back to Bush to pick it up. But yeah, the good thing is that I packed my carry-on with all my necessities, like my underwear and, undershirts and all the things that I needed. Toothbrush and all of that. So I was smart with that. So kiss my brain with that. My suitcase just had my clothes, my outfit, so I'm not really hurting without it. It's a message for somebody. You know, we learn lessons. We live and we learn. And it was an experience, and I don't want to experience that ever again. But I've learned so much through it and from it, and so I'll be better next time. Again, if you have not pressed that like button by now, please be sure to do so, and don't forget to subscribe. And I still have to drop my crochet of these braids. I have to drop that video, and I'm still going to drop my what I was going to wear to Boston video. So be tuned in for that, and until next time, bye.